Constantinople, a jewel of the Byzantine Empire, stood defiant. For weeks, Sultan Mehmed II's forces relentlessly bombarded its walls. The city's defenders, outnumbered and weary, clung to hope. But the Ottoman army possessed a secret weapon, a relentless pursuit of engineering dominance. Their siege wasn't merely a military assault, it was a calculated reshaping of the battlefield. A testament to their innovative spirit. Within the Ottoman camp, a dedicated team of engineers worked tirelessly. Led by the brilliant architect, Mimar Sinan's mentor, they weren't just builders, they were strategists. They studied the city's defenses, identifying weaknesses with scientific precision. Their goal, to transform the terrain itself into an advantage. They believed in leveraging ingenuity to overcome overwhelming odds. The siege tower, a behemoth of wood and iron, was their most ambitious project. Teams of engineers collaborated, each specializing in a particular aspect of its construction. They utilized advanced pulley systems and counterweights, meticulously calculating stress points. The tower, a symbol of Ottoman ambition, represented a shift in warfare, the integration of advanced engineering. The constant bombardment took its toll on Constantinople's formidable walls. Ottoman catapults hurled enormous stone projectiles, relentlessly chipping away at the ancient defenses. But the engineers weren't content with simply breaking through. They planned to exploit the breaches, creating pathways for their troops. The relentless assault was designed to break morale as much as stone. Beneath the city, a hidden network of tunnels was being carved. Engineers excavated passages to undermine the walls, create diversionary paths, and facilitate surprise attacks. These subterranean routes were vital to the overall strategy, allowing for undetected troop movements and the placement of explosives. The earth itself became a battlefield. Under the cover of darkness, Ottoman soldiers emerged from the tunnels, catching the defenders completely off guard. The surprise attack exploited the weaknesses created by the tunneling operations. The chaos and confusion on the walls provided a crucial foothold for the Ottoman advance. This was a testament to their strategic planning. A daring feat of engineering was underway, diverting the water supply of the Golden Horn. Engineers constructed a complex system of dams and channels, redirecting the water to flood the harbor, effectively blocking Venetian reinforcements. The resourceful manipulation of the environment significantly hampered the city's ability to receive aid. Sappers, skilled in the art of demolition, used carefully placed explosives to widen breaches in the walls. Their precision was crucial, too much force risked collapsing the structure entirely. They were masters of controlled destruction, softening the walls for the infantry assault. The sound of explosions echoed through the city. The final assault began. Ottoman soldiers surged through the breached walls, engaging in fierce hand-to-hand combat. The engineers' meticulous planning had paved the way for this decisive moment. The defenders fought valiantly, but the sheer weight of the Ottoman army and their relentless engineering assault proved too much to overcome. The Ottoman flag now flew proudly over the Theodosian walls. Constantinople had fallen. The victory was a testament to Sultan Mehmed II's ambition and the ingenuity of his engineers. The city's conquest marked a turning point in history, the rise of the Ottoman Empire as a major power. But the story of engineering dominance was just beginning. The city echoed with the cries of victory, a bittersweet symphony of triumph and devastation. Sultan Mehmed surveyed his prize, the weight of his ambition settling upon him. The once vibrant metropolis now bore the scars of war, a testament to the relentless power of the Ottoman Empire. The Hagia Sophia, its golden domes tarnished, stood as a silent witness to the city's fall. Whispers of the treasures within fueled further desires, and the future of Constantinople hung precariously in the balance. The celebrations intensified, fueled by years of planning and unwavering resolve. Amidst the revelry, a young janissary named Kamal felt a pang of unease. He held the ivory box, its delicate carvings a stark contrast to the brutality of the siege. He wondered about the lives lost, the stories untold within these crumbling walls. A flicker of doubt crossed his face. Was this victory truly worth the cost? The weight of the city's history pressed down on him, a burden he wasn't sure he wanted to carry. He looked up at the Ottoman banners, a sense of conflicting emotions swirling within him. Deep within the ruins, a lone figure worked tirelessly. Professor Elias, a renowned scholar, desperately gathered what he could of Constantinople's invaluable knowledge. He risked everything to preserve fragments of history, fearing the loss of centuries of learning. Dust motes danced in the shafts of light filtering through the collapsed ceiling. Each scroll rescued was a victory against oblivion, a testament to the enduring power of ideas. He knew his efforts were a small act against overwhelming odds, but he refused to surrender hope. In the chaos, pockets of resistance remained. A small group of civilians, led by a courageous woman named Sophia, attempted to flee through a secret passage beneath the city. The passage was dark and treacherous, filled with the stench of decay. Ottoman soldiers, relentless in their pursuit, closed in on their escape route. Sophia's determination fueled their desperate flight, a race against time and capture. She knew the risks were immense, but the desire for freedom outweighed the fear. In his tent, Sultan Mehmed studied maps of the conquered city. He meticulously planned the next steps, envisioning Constantinople as the heart of his expanding empire. He understood the strategic importance of the Golden Horn and the surrounding territories. His ambition knew no bounds, and he was determined to solidify his control over the region. He saw Constantinople not just as a city, but as a symbol of power and prestige. The map represented not just land, but opportunity. Kemal watched Sophia and her group from the shadows. He recognized the desperation in their eyes, the unwavering resolve in their movements. He felt a strange kinship with them, a connection to the city he had just helped conquer. His loyalty to the Sultan warred with a growing sense of empathy. He wrestled with his conscience, torn between duty and his own burgeoning morality. The ivory box felt heavy in his hand, a constant reminder of the city's lost soul. Under the cloak of night, Sophia and her group reached a hidden boat concealed along the coast. The air was thick with tension, each movement deliberate and cautious. They prepared to set sail, hoping to escape the clutches of the Ottoman army. The moon cast long shadows across the water, illuminating their desperate flight. Sophia looked back at the fallen city, a mixture of sadness and determination in her eyes. She carried the hope of Constantinople on her shoulders. Their escape was short-lived. Ottoman scouts discovered the hidden boat, alerting the pursuing soldiers. A frantic chase ensued across the waters of the Golden Horn. The small boat struggled against the waves, desperately trying to outrun their pursuers. Gunfire erupted, shattering the silence of the night. Sophia navigated the treacherous waters with skill and courage, determined to reach safety. The fate of her group hung in the balance. Kemal seized an opportunity to act. He secretly sabotaged an Ottoman patrol near the Golden Horn, creating a diversion. His actions were a subtle act of defiance, a silent rebellion against the Sultan's authority. He knew the risks were immense, but he couldn't stand by and watch innocent people suffer. The sabotage bought Sophia and her group precious time, allowing them to slip away unnoticed. He hoped his actions would somehow atone for his role in the city's fall. Days later, Sophia and her group arrived safely on a distant island. They looked back at the receding coastline of Constantinople, a bittersweet farewell to their lost home. The city was gone, but its spirit lived on in their hearts. They vowed to preserve its memory and to share its stories with the world. Their journey had been fraught with danger, but they had survived, carrying the flame of hope for a new future. The future was uncertain, but they were free. The island market was a sensory explosion. Exotic fruits, vibrant textiles, and unfamiliar spices filled the air. Sophia bartered for supplies, a small smile playing on her lips. The islanders, wary at first, warmed to their quiet determination. They needed provisions for the journey ahead, a new beginning built on resilience. Hope flickered in their eyes, a fragile flame against the backdrop of their recent losses. The sun beat down, a stark contrast to the shadows of Constantinople they'd left behind. Kemal scanned the horizon, his gaze sharp and unwavering. The sea stretched endlessly, a vast expanse of uncertainty. He felt the weight of responsibility, the safety of Sophia and her group resting on his shoulders. Doubt gnawed at him. Had his actions truly made a difference? The memory of the sabotage fueled his determination, a small victory in a larger war. He knew the Ottoman Empire wouldn't easily let them go, and vigilance was paramount. Sophia found solace in teaching the island children. Using salvaged parchment and charcoal, she shared the stories of Constantinople, its history, and its people. The children listened with rapt attention, their eyes wide with wonder. It was a way to preserve their heritage, to ensure that the memory of their homeland wouldn't be lost. A new generation, shaped by loss and resilience, was beginning to write a new chapter. The islanders, grateful for Sophia's kindness, revealed a hidden cave. Water trickled from the rocks, a lifeline in the tropical heat. It was a symbol of the island's generosity, a testament to the unexpected kindness found in exile. Sophia felt a surge of gratitude. This island, though foreign, was offering them sanctuary. She knew they couldn't stay forever, but for now, it was enough. Kemal sought strength and skill from the island warriors. He sparred with a seasoned fighter, honing his combat abilities. The rhythmic clash of steel echoed through the jungle. It was a necessary preparation, a reminder that danger could lurk anywhere. He learned new techniques, adapted to a different fighting style. Survival demanded constant adaptation, a lesson he was slowly mastering. Sophia started a garden, coaxing life from the fertile soil. The island children helped, their small hands carefully planting seeds. It was a symbol of hope, a promise of sustenance and a connection to the earth. The garden represented more than just food, it was a symbol of rebuilding, of creating a new home amidst the ruins of the old. A tangible expression of their future. A storm gathered on the horizon, ominous clouds swallowing the sunlight. The wind howled, whipping through the trees. The islanders prepared for the tempest, securing their homes and preparing for the deluge. Sophia and Kemal watched the approaching storm, a sense of foreboding settling over them. It felt like a harbinger of change, a reminder of the unpredictable nature of life. A ship appeared on the horizon, a distant speck against the vast ocean. Hope surged through Sophia and Kemal. It was a chance to leave the island, to seek a new life. But there was also apprehension. Who were these people, and what did they want? The ship drew closer, its silhouette becoming clearer. A new chapter was about to begin, filled with both promise and uncertainty. Sophia and Kemal stood hand in hand on the beach, watching the ship approach. The air crackled with anticipation. They had survived so much, endured so much loss. Now, a new path lay before them. A path filled with unknown challenges, but also with the possibility of a brighter future. They looked at each other, a silent understanding passing between them. The ship docked, and people began to disembark. They were a diverse group, travelers from distant lands. Their faces revealed a mixture of curiosity and concern. They had heard rumors of refugees fleeing Constantinople, whispers carried on the wind. Sophia and Kemal knew their journey wasn't over, but they were one step closer to finding a new home, a place to rebuild their lives. A hush fell over the small crowd as the newcomers stepped onto the sand. Among them, a man with piercing eyes stood apart. His gaze swept across the refugees, lingering on Sophia and Kemal. He clutched a map, his expression unreadable, a subtle tension radiating from him. The promise of a new beginning felt fragile. Sophia instinctively tightened her grip on Kemal's hand. The man's gaze felt like a weight, heavy and assessing. A flicker of fear danced within her, a stark contrast to the overwhelming relief of leaving the island. Was this new life truly safe? The unknown was a daunting prospect. Kemal's hand found hers, a silent promise of protection. He met her gaze, attempting a reassuring smile, though a knot of anxiety tightened in his own stomach. He wouldn't let her see his fear. They had to be strong, for each other. The man approached them, his movements deliberate. "Welcome," he said, his voice smooth but devoid of warmth. "We are here to assist with the relocation process. Please follow me." His eyes never left theirs, a silent observation. Sophia hesitated, her eyes darting to Kemal. Something about the man's demeanor felt off, a subtle discord in his polite words. A sense of caution urged her to be wary. She trusted her instincts. Kemal offered a barely perceptible nod, a silent agreement. He knew resistance would be futile. They had to navigate this new situation carefully, appearing compliant while remaining vigilant. The man gestured towards a waiting carriage, its polished wood gleaming under the sun. Armed guards stood watch, their presence a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play. The air grew thick with unspoken anxieties. Inside the carriage, Sophia and Kamal observed their fellow refugees. Faces reflected a spectrum of emotions, hope mingled with apprehension, relief battling with lingering sorrow. Each carried their own story of loss and resilience. The man settled opposite them, unfurling the map. He pointed to a location deep inland, a place that seemed remote and isolated. It wasn't the bustling port city they'd envisioned. "What is this place?" Sophia's voice trembled slightly, a fragile question in the tense atmosphere. She desperately needed answers, a glimpse of the future they were being led towards. The man's response would reveal everything. The journey was arduous, but the village offered a sense of peace. Kamal noticed Sophia's weariness, the shadows under her eyes. He reached for her hand, a silent reassurance. The villagers, weathered but kind, welcomed them with shared bread and water. A sense of community began to bloom, a fragile hope in the face of uncertainty. Sophia saw children laughing, a fleeting glimpse of normalcy. This wasn't the life they'd lost, but perhaps it could be a new beginning. The man who led them, a former scholar named Elias, explained the village's history, a sanctuary, built on forgotten knowledge and mutual aid. Days turned into weeks. Sophia, with her innate grace, found solace in tending the garden. Kamal, strong and resourceful, helped with the heavier tasks. They learned the ways of the land, the rhythm of the seasons. Sophia discovered a hidden talent for healing, using herbs gathered from the surrounding hills. Kamal, who'd always been a protector, found himself connecting with the children, teaching them stories of courage and resilience. The village thrived under their combined efforts, a testament to their strength. They weren't just refugees anymore, they were builders, healers, and teachers. Years passed. The village flourished, a beacon of hope in a fractured world. Sophia and Kamal had built a life, a family. Their home was filled with laughter, with the warmth of shared meals and stories. They had witnessed hardship, but they had also seen the power of human connection. They had found love amidst loss, strength in vulnerability. Elias, his eyes filled with pride, watched them from afar. He knew they had not just survived, but had helped create something beautiful. The sunset painted the sky in hues of orange and gold, a symbol of the new dawn they had forged. The Harvest Festival was a celebration of life, of community, of survival. Sophia, adorned with wildflowers, danced with the children. Kamal, his arm around her, watched the festivities with a quiet joy. The villagers sang songs of hope and resilience, their voices echoing through the valley. They had overcome unimaginable obstacles, and they had emerged stronger, more united. Looking at the faces around them, Sophia and Kamal knew they had found their home, not in a place, but in a people. Their journey had been long and difficult, but it had led them to this, a place of peace, of love, and of belonging. Under a blanket of stars, Sophia leaned against Kamal, content. The years had etched lines on their faces, but their eyes still held the spark of hope. They had built a life filled with love, purpose, and community. The refugees they once were felt like a distant memory. They had become the foundation of something lasting, something beautiful. Their story wasn't just about survival, it was about creating a future. A future built on kindness, resilience, and the unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit. They were home.